Everyone, this is Dr. Usha Kumari, Assistant Professor, Department of English. Today we'll do the third poem on his blindness. It is written by John Milton. John Milton, who became blind at the half of his age in 1652, is lamenting against God that he gave him the talent of writing poetry, but when he wanted to serve God with his poetry, he snatches away his light, his vision. So this is a kind of lamentation and also considered as autobiography of John Milton. On his blindness, John Milton. When I consider how my light is spent, or half my days in this dark, white world, and that one talent, which is death to hide, lost with me, useless, though my soul more bent, to serve there with my Maker, present my due account, lest he, returning, chide. Then he also says, does God exactly labor light denied? I fondly ask, but patience soon prevent. That murmur soon replies, God doesn't need either man's work nor his own gifts, who lest bear his mild yoke, they serve him best. His state is kingly, thousands at his bidding speed, and post over land and ocean without rest. They also serve who only stand and wait. First he complains to God about his lost vision, but then his own conscience consoles him and he feels better, and he says that those who stand and wait for the order of God will also good servant. So let's start with the poem. We'll see the detailed explanation of this poem on his blindness. It is written on the lost vision of John Milton. That's why it is considered as autobiographical poem. Does God exactly labor denied? How can it be possible that when I consider how my light is spent, when I think that how I lost my vision, my eyesight, half my days in this dark world, and that one talent which is dead to hide. At the middle age, when I think that how I spend my vision at the middle of my age in this dark and wide world, and when I think of that talent which only death can hide from me, that is the talent of writing poetry, which is now useless with me, that lost with me, useless, that becomes useless with me. But but the soul of the poet says that to serve there with my Maker in present. The soul of the poet says that I want to serve my Maker, the God, with this talent of writing poetry, and with this I would like to present my true account, the account of my life before God, so that he cannot rebuke me on returning from this earth. Then he contemplate and even regret and complain to God that, does God exactly labor light denied? How can God do this? One hand, he has given me the power of writing poetry, the talent of writing poetry. On the other hand, he deprived me of my vision, my eyesight, my light. How could it be possible to write poetry without vision? So he complained against God. I fondly ask, but patience to prevent. He asks God. He laments before God. He questions God. But his own patience, his own inner soul prevents him, stops him from doing so. And that says, and that replies, God doesn't need either man's work or his own gifts. His conscience, his soul answers him that God don't need his man's work, neither he wants his gift to be returned to him. Even the people who stand and uh, carry his orders, obey his orders, are his best servants. He says that they are very good servants. Then he says that the state of God, the position of God is like a king, and he has thousands of people or angels who are carrying his order of ocean and land without taking any kind of rest. But the people who are in waiting to take his orders, to carry forward his orders, are still his best servants. In this way, his own conscience come forward to resolve the queries in his mind, that how it can be possible that he would be deprived of eyesight. On the one hand, he has been given the power of writing poetry, talent of writing poetry. So once there was a controversy, there was a question, there was some fear of not using that talent. But on the other hand, his own conscience, his own soul resolves this issue and tells that those who stands and wait are also his best servant. In this poem, we can see that the poet uses the metaphor of light. It is used for the eyesight or vision, and it is also used for the span of life. Secondly, we see this poem tells about the personal life of Milton. That's why it is considered as an autobiographical poem. Again, he says that one talent, that is death to hide. Here, the meaning is metaphorical one. Here, the light is a classical motive for knowledge or intellectual illumination. So poet feels that his intellectual illumination or his knowledge is blocked due to this eyesight. We can see this sonnet or this poem is in Petrarchan style, following the Petrarchan style and following the scheme of two quatrains and one sestet. Two quatrains contains of eight lines, that is octave and sestet. It contains two stanzas, octave and sestet. In octave we will find two four line stanzas which are called quatrains, and rhyme scheme of these quatrains is A B B A. And the sestet consists of two tracet. In tracet we will find the rhyme scheme of C D E. Again, we see that in octave the poem raises a question, a problem, and in sestet we find the resolution of that problem. This poem can be equated with Bhagavad Gita, in which the poet says that in the beginning the Lord of beings created all men. Do this, he said, to teach their duties, and do this, he said, to men, and you shall prosper. Here we find that this is this same kind of feeling is found in this poem when the poet involves a fold triangular, and he says mild yoke, and allusions from the Bible, that my yoke is I, my power is light. My yoke is I, my power is light. This is the allusion used in the Bible, and this kind of feelings we also find in Bhagavad Gita. So there is some equality with this Bhagavad Gita. So this poem is very important, and it's a kind of autobiographical poem of John Milton. Thank you. Have a nice day.